I think I've said it a couple times, but I kind of believe that Legendary Collection 2, the Duel Academy years, is by far one of the most reprinted sets in all of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. So you have the original binder version, the very first release back in October of 2011, and what's funny about that is that it was really popular. I mean, I still see people with that binder to this day. It's actually pretty cool because it has a couple different windows in the front that were for the Sacred Beast, but you can put whatever card you want in them, and I still see that to this day, and a lot of people really like that product. And then just a few years later, in May of 2013, we got the Game Board edition of Legendary Collection 2, as well as a couple other Legendary Collections, and I feel like that's what people really remember about that set. I mean, those binder versions are really hard to find, but these box versions are really easy to find, especially considering that just 1 year ago, if you guys remember this, because I made a couple of videos about it, that Legendary Collection 2 Game Board edition actually got re-released into the public. So that was like the third release of Legendary Collection 2. But what I've kind of failed to talk about in past videos, because I haven't really got my hands on them until right now, is that there actually was another re-release as well as another re-release of these cards. So first, in February 2012, so a little bit after the very first Legendary Collection 2 came out, but before the Game Board edition came out, we had Raw Yellow Mega Packs, and what these were, it was basically half the set of the original Legendary Collection 2, but it was all of the best cards, and there were a couple more commons per pack, and also you had some of the rarities mixed up. So basically, even before the Game Board edition and the Game Board edition's re-release, this set was still really popular. So popular, in fact, that I got not only the Raw Yellow Mega Pack version, but also a special edition for that Raw Yellow Mega Pack in June of 2012. And what's really interesting about this product is that the promo card is Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. Now, at the time, we had actually pretty recently received, back in December of 2011, a Samurai Assault Special Edition, which had Elder of the Six Samurai as the promo card for that one, and that really goes to show here that we are past the main prime area of the Six Samurai deck, but it still was a very popular fan favorite strategy. I sort of think about Six Samurai back in 2012 as I don't know, Mermails or Burning Abyss or Light Sworns, a deck that at one point was meta just a year prior, but now a lot of people were liking as a rogue deck and wanted the ability to get these cards at a cheaper sort of price tag. So this, I believe, was the very first reprint of Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. So I have 3 of these. I picked these up in Pasadena at Core TCG. I know that was a really long intro for a pack opening sort of video here, but I felt like there was a lot of history behind this that I wanted to actually talk about at the beginning, so you guys understood the context of just how many times Legendary Collection 2 has been reprinted, not only as the regular Mega Pack, but also as the Raw Yellow Mega Pack, which I haven't talked about in the past. Anyway, though, let's just start opening these up. So each one of these has 1 copy of Legendary 6 Samurai Shien, as well as 3 Raw Yellow Mega Packs. And what's funny about these is that these are things that I don't really remember seeing in stores. The Raw Yellow Mega Pack, the original version, was actually part of a real box. It wasn't a core set, obviously, but it was part of an actual box, sort of like the original movie packs that we got just a couple years ago for the Dark Side of Dimensions. You could get those out of actual box that you would find core sets in, which was kind of interesting because if you think of all these Legendary collections, most of them, yeah, you have to either get the Game Board edition or you have to get the binder edition, the original one. So they're a little bit hard to find out of actual boxes, and I believe that the original Raw Yellow Mega Packs out of those boxes are really expensive. These ones were a little bit pricey, but not super outrageously expensive, so I thought they'd be cool to open. Like I said, back in the day, I mean, this is when I was I believe in high school. Yeah, I would have been in high school when these were getting released. I actually really appreciated all the really awesome reprints out of these sets, and what's really cool about the Raw Yellow Mega Pack, as I mentioned earlier for a little bit, it's only about half the size of the original Legendary Collection, so it mostly had the competitive cards and a lot of hero cards that people are really excited about. So first we have 3 Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. I know a lot of Duel Links players have recently interacted with this card. It was a top deck in Duel Links for a little while. I don't know how good it is right now, but for most TCG players, we have not seen that card in a very long time. It was what, 2011 when Storm of Ragnarok came out, and that was the main set for 6 Samurais, and then eventually they got nerfed into Oblivion and then weren't a top deck anymore. But 6 Samurai Shien is still a pretty decent card, and it's cool to see it as a super rare instead of the ultra and ultimate rare that we're used to seeing it in. So anyway, let's take a look at these 9 packs that we have. So first we have the alternate artwork, Bersunachix, that's kind of cool, Rainbow Gravity, Elemental Hero Neos, Garoth Lightsworn Warrior for a rare, and Wolf Lightsworn Beast as the ultra rare. So I believe that all of these sets have an ultra, a super, a rare, and a secret rare, so we can put those in different piles here. So we have the Wolf there, and we have Necro Gardna for our secret rare, And then Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger as the super rare. Kind of disappointing there because obviously it looks really good in ulti, not super. Gateway of the Six, obviously a really strong card that never came into Duel Links, at least to my knowledge. This is really the card that, well, it's not really the card that broke Six Samurai, because we had this for, I don't believe this came out in Storm of Ragnarok. I believe this was an older card at that time, but this card in combination with like Kizan and stuff like that and Kageki were just way too strong for sort of old school Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess, I don't know if 2011 is old school Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, but older school Yu-Gi-Oh! Than what we're used to right now. Some of the more expensive cards out of the set, if you are just wondering, we have Super Polymerization as a secret rare. We have E-Emergency Call as a secret rare. A couple other cool stuff. I know Gallus is in this set. That card's really cool, and Burning Abyss decks. So there are a couple valuable cards. Nothing like too crazy though. I mean, these sets are mostly just like fan service for GX fans and stuff like that. We have Elemental Hero Burst Stynatrix again, and we have Elemental Hero Stratos, really cool comment. I'll just pull that aside as well. Obviously now at 3 copies per deck, which is really crazy. Elemental Hero Mudball Man, Destiny Hero Disc Commander, pre-errata version, of course. We have Double Edge Sword Technique. Oh man, what a cool card that people used to play in Six Samurai to sort of finish out games. Oh, here's one of the, I think it's like the 3rd most expensive card in the set, Destiny Hero Malicious, now at 3 copies per deck, and oh my god, look at these pulls. These pulls are really cool. DD Crow being played all over the place right now. What a very competitive card. I think, yeah, back when this, I mean, this used to be like one of the very first competitively viable hand traps right alongside Effect Veiler and Maxi. So DD Crow is one of the original hand traps besides Karibo that people used to play. And then we have Card Trooper, really competitive card. So you can see there's a lot of cool GX stuff, but also there's like a lot of really cool competitive cards. I'll even pull aside that Card Trooper. So you can see here why people were excited for this. And like I said, the card that I believe I was trying to pull back in this set was Thunder King. I think it's a common, might have been a short print though, but that for me personally, because Thunder King used to be like a $15-$20 secret rare back in the day, so it's really hard to get to if you're just like a high schooler. Then we have Destiny Hero Plasma, cool card. Judgment Dragon, really nice. Chimera Tech Over Dragon. Future Fusion, obviously the pre-eroded version, the really good version, not like the one that we have right now. Dimensional Fissure, oh my gosh, these pulls just really bring me back. I mean, these cards were being played at the time this was released. This set was huge, and we got, oh my gosh, a Neospatian Grand Mole. This was limited for the longest time. Is it at 3 right now? I don't even know. It might still be limited. I don't think it is. I feel like it just came back to 3 copies per deck. We have Anishi, pretty good. Cyber Dragon. I should mention here the alternate artwork Cyber Dragon. The dark one is in the set as well. It's a secret rare. We have DD Survivor and Rainbow Neos. So you can kind of see here, that's kind of cool though that we pulled the DD Survivor in the same pack they pulled the Dimensional Fissure. I believe that Macrocosmos is in this set as well, so maybe we can try to pull one of those. It is a lot easier. I mean, they kind of said there that one of the reasons that they made this set have as many cards was because they felt like people complained about that. I mean, they really liked the set, but they felt like people weren't pulling the cards that they wanted. Reducing the set from like over 200 cards to just over 100 cards, I mean, it makes it a lot easier to pull the things they're actually looking for, which you can kind of see here by the stuff that we're pulling, that we're mostly pulling pretty competitively viable cards, at least back in 2011. We have Shootin' Doji. That card's pretty cool in Battle Pack 3. Shout out to Battle Pack 3. Garoth again. We have the Six Samurai, the double attacker one. Pretty cool. We have Elemental Hero Neos Alias. If you couldn't afford the ultimate rare, this would be a pretty good substitute. We have Dark End Dragon, previously a prize card. Pretty cool to see it as a super rare reprint. I don't believe that was the first reprint because it was in the jump. It was a jump from at one point as well. We pulled the exact same 3, maybe even the exact same 4 commons that we pulled in the last pack in the exact same order. Okay, I need to make some space because I forget that like when you're pulling so many holographic cards in every single pack that you need to make a little bit more space when you're actually going through here. But so far, I mean, you can see why this set was so loved. I mean, people love GX. That's one of the things that I've noticed in my own comment section. Whenever I mention like any card from GX, people just get really excited. So not only that, but for competitive players, you had so many good reprints, and it was cool too because it's kind of like a good mega tin, especially these gold star tins, which were really good, where you had a lot of cool rarity upgrades, but also a lot of cool rarity downgrades. So it appealed to both competitive players and casual players and budget players and all those things in between. We have Common Test Tiger, looks pretty crazy. Magical Mallet, Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, Gladiator Beast War Chariot for our rare. Another Six Samurai as the Ultra. Destiny Draw, very nice in that secret rare foiling. You obviously have the original Ultra Rare, but secret rare looks really nice. We have Hero Blast. I believe that this is the only holographic printing of this. Maybe it eventually got another one, but this card used to be played alongside Neos Alias in Hero Beat, which is a pretty viable strategy for a long time. We have Mizuki, Kama Mizuki, pretty cool. these random cards. My favorite artwork for Sparkman, maybe my favorite artwork on an Elemental Hero besides Clayman. Pretty cool to see it as a common there. It used to be like a really hard to pull, or really not hard to pull, but really rare, ultra rare. That was pretty tough to actually find back in the day. We have a Mudball Man, Great Shogun Xian, pretty cool, offering the Snake Deity, Gladiator Beast War Chariot again. We have Jane, Lightsworn Paladin, maybe not played so much in modern Lightsworn decks, but was played for a while. Got excited, I thought this was an E, that's the one that's hard to pull, or the one that's expensive actually, is the E Emergency Call, but it's just H Heated Heart, which is not very good, kind of like bad Axe of Despair. I mean, it's not an equip spell even, it's really, really bad. Crystal Beast, Amethyst Cat, which I believe is the only holographic printing of this card. I believe that there's also Emerald Tortoise in here with the only holographic printing, and Amber Mammoth and Cobalt Eagle as well. I think if I remember correctly, oh nice, wow, look at all these great cards. But Gallus is really, really good. This was a cool printing of it. You also have the secret rare printing, which is a little bit more expensive, but the common one is pretty good. I think the secret rare one came from the first Legendary Collection too, not the raw yellow mega pack. And we have Card Trooper once again. Really, really solid cards here. Card Trooper back in the day, oh man, that card was super good. I mean, just milling 3 cards. I mean, it's basically just Dante on a normal summon, which sounds kind of bad nowadays, but back in the day it was really, really strong. Then we have Elemental Hero Prisma, pretty cool, a lot of Gladiator Beast cards, Crystal Release, System Down, nice. This card's actually super viable right now. It's cool looking back and seeing just how many of these older school cards are actually still viable to this day, especially cards like System Down and DD Crow and stuff. We have Flame Wingman. We have yet another ultra rare 6 Samurai monster. All the original ones come in ultra in this set, I believe. We have another secret rare Necrogardna. We have an Emerald Tortoise, which, like I was just saying, I think this is the only holographic printing of that card. We have Gladiator Beast for Spite, Avian alternate artwork, Card Trooper again, and Rainbow Dragon. I think we've pulled every single one of the alternate artworks of the original heroes. I'm trying to remember. We pulled Burstinatrix, we pulled this one, we pulled Sparkman. Maybe it's like another one that I'm forgetting about, but because Clayman didn't come like that, so I'm not entirely sure. But we pulled a lot of them, so that's pretty cool. Go through here. Oh nice, we got a Fusion Recover. I remember playing that back in Fluffles, back when Fluffles were like brand new and didn't have a lot of the crazier cards they have right now. Hero Mask, another Sapphire Pegasus, Chimera Tech, another 6 Samurai Ultra Rare, another Dimensional Fissure. That one's pretty cool. I'm surprised they haven't brought Dimensional Fissure or Macrocosmos back to more than 1 copy per deck. It seems kind of weird that they're limited. Deep Fissure is a little bit more dangerous because like a half of the hand traps have to discard themselves to the graveyard, so if you play Deep Fissure, your opponent can't hand trap you and you can just combo off. But at least Macrocosmos, I mean, it's a trap card, so I'm a little surprised. We have Hero Signal. It doesn't look quite as good as the Ultimate Rare, but still pretty cool. Another Gallus, another Card Trooper, pretty cool. Another Gateway of the 6. I do not miss playing against that card. It was a really, really bad time. I was super casual at that time, but I don't know. I don't know if 6 Samurai Format was actually really fun, but at the time, playing a casual deck, it seemed really, really tough to actually play like anything besides 6 Samurai. And then lastly, we have Neos, another System Down, fantastic. I actually need some System Downs. I only have one. Ubel, Terran Garner, pretty cool. We have Lumina, pulled a lot of Lightsworn cards, pretty cool. Obviously not the CP print, but you can kind of see here how it's, oh my gosh, the Cyber Dragon, alternate artwork Cyber Dragon, beautiful secret rare. It was only printed as a rare before this. That's insanely cool. And Neospatian Grand Mall. You can kind of see here how a lot of these cards might have like super expensive high rarity versions, but if you were a more budget conscious player and you wanted a shiny Lumina but didn't want to pay $100 a copy for the Champion Pack one, this is the way to do that. So that was really cool for a lot of players. The third copy of Gateway of the 6, hopefully that card never comes back to 3. That would be insane, especially with that new 6 Samurai Link monster. Anyway though, that was all the packs. What a cool video. I really like the Legendary Collection too. You guys know that. I've opened a lot of them. You can see here they trimmed a lot of the bad cards from the set because almost all the cards we pulled actually were competitively viable back in the day, and or I mean we had like a couple like these normal monsters and the Neo stuff, but other than that, like a lot of these cards are actually really, really good. Not only the holographic cards, but also the common cards as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed learning a little bit about the history of Legendary Collection 2. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.